Vinyasa is going to demonstrate the poses. She kindly volunteered, and we'll do a little bit of everything. And so feel free to modify if you need, rest when you need. We're going to start with breathing, Nadi Shodhana. So you want to first find a comfortable seat, sitting however you'd like. And then we take Jnana Mudra with the left hand. You'll bring your hand to your hip crease and touch the thumb and index finger together. The right hand is Vishnu Mudra. You'll curl down your first two fingers and use your thumb to close the right nostril. Take a nice deep breath in through only your left side. And at the top of the inhale, close the left with your ring finger and switch, exhale to the right. Inhale through the right, it's the same side. Close the right with your thumb and switch, exhale to the left. Again, inhale gently through the left side. Exhale, then switch, go back to the other. Inhale again through the same. Exhale, then switch, go to your other side. Continue. Inhaling always through the same. And switching only with your exhales. Back and forth. A few more rounds at your own pace. The right shoulder soft and relaxed away from your ear. The face soft and jaw relaxed. Let the lips touch gently, but separate top and bottom row of teeth. The tongue rests at the soft palate. Back and forth. Gently and easily, just moving the breath from one side to the other. You'll continue on until the next time you get to the left side. That'll be the final exhale. And so once you've completed that breath out, you can just release both hands and breathe normally. Taking a moment, if you'd like to begin your practice with intention or dedication, you'll place the palms together in front of the chest, and we'll begin with an Om inhale. Om. Let's get moving. We're going to roll forward to hands and knees, tabletop position. We're actually starting with a little bit of a twist. This pose is called Thread the Needle. We're going to start going to your left. We'll start with the right side first. So you're just taking the right arm underneath of yourself. Just like Marissa's doing, you lower your shoulder gently. Then if it's comfortable for your neck, and only if, you lower your temple, the side of your head, to the mat. If that goes okay, walk your left arm forward and reach your bicep over your ear. Try to roll your lung up to the ceiling. Take just a little bit longer. Pay attention to your shoulders and to your spine. Notice how everything's feeling. And again, if there's tension or pressure in your neck, you come out a little bit or all the way. Okay, nice and easy. Walk yourself back up to tabletop lifted position. And then we're just going to switch. We'll do the other side. So you're going to slide that left arm underneath yourself, lower your shoulder, walk your right side forward. Beautiful. And notice, again, pay attention to your neck, your cervical spine. It's pretty delicate. And sometimes when you're turning your head, it's not appropriate to put weight on the cervical. And so pay attention to every little thing that comes up. Notice how you feel. We do ask a lot of the body in the practice. We try to do that in the safest way possible. So I encourage you to focus on your alignment, but also to really focus on honoring the body, honoring whatever stage of the practice you might be in today. Okay, come on now. Walk yourself back up. Really good job. Let's do just 2 or 3 rounds of cat-cow, nothing too long held. You're just going to go back and forth. Inhaling to lower the belly and look up. As you exhale, round your back and push the floor away. one more round or two, depending on the length of your breath. Just go with your own breathing. And then we're gonna meet in downward facing. So you'll come to a neutral position and then tuck your toes, lift your knees, come all the way up and back and stretch out for a little bit. Now, Marissa's just like me in that we both have strong legs but tight hamstrings. And so she's gonna bend her knees a little bit and then focus on picking her hips up a lot. Take one or maybe two more breaths here. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, look forward, pull your hips back. Inhale, bring your feet to your hands, however you'd like. You can step if you're ready to hop, you can hop. Let's fold at the top of the mat, hold for 3 breaths. You can press and fold if you'd like with lots of strength, or hold opposite elbows and let your torso dangle. Last 2. You'll add a decent bend in the knees, especially if backs of the legs are tighter. Try to touch your lungs to your quads. One last breath. Then on your next inhale, come all the way up. Extend your arms, reach them overhead, touch the palms and look up. And then as you exhale, come on down to stand, Samastitihi. We're gonna do Surya Namaskar A. And so wait for the inhale. When that comes, reach up, extend your arms, touch the palms. Exhale, hinge at your hip crease and fold. Knees bent a little, Uttanasana, touch your mat. Good, inhale, lift your heart halfway up. Exhale, place your hands, go back, Chaturanga, low push-up, really nice. Up dog as you inhale, lift your heart. And downward facing with your exhale. Lift your hips, come on up and back. Breathe there for 5. Really good work. So in your down dog, check for alignment here. Hands and feet should be equal distance from the edges of your mat. 3 breaths left. You want your heels right in between big toe and little toe. That's perfect. For 2. And 1. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or hop to your hand. Look at your heart a little, that was good. Exhale and fold, give the front body a little squeeze. Inhale, reach up, extend your arms, touch the palms. Exhale, then return, Samastitihi. And we go again. Inhale to reach, extend your arms. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold, Uttanasana, squeeze your belly. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lift your heart, look up. Exhale, place your hands, go back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Good, inhale, upward facing. Exhale, up and back, it's downward facing. 5 breaths there. Place the hands and feet right where you need them to be. Try to line yourself up so you're in the center. Last 4 breaths. You'll squeeze your core, pulling in the muscles of the low belly, the transverse abdominals, which helps us to lift Uddiyana Bandha. And then we lift the muscles of the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. Almost there. If you know you're about to hop forward, start to really push into your hands and think about lifting your hips up over your shoulders. You'll wait for your next exhale. When that comes, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or hop to your hands. Good, lift your heart. Exhale, then fold. Inhale, reach up the center line, touch the palms, look up. And exhale, return to stand, Samastitihi. Last one of A. Inhale, reach, extend your arms, look up. Exhale, hinge at your hip crease and fold firmly. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lift your heart. Exhale, place your hands, step or hop back, Chaturanga, look forward, not down. Good, inhale, up dog. Exhale, up and back, it's downward facing. And we breathe there, there's 5 deep breaths. Looks really good. Place the hands and feet and then squeeze the front of the body. Last 4. Keep pressing into your palms. For 3. 2 breaths. And 1. On your exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or hop to your hands and lift your heart at the top. Exhale, then fold in. Inhale, come on up, extend your arms, touch the palms. Exhale and return, Samastitihi. Let's go to Surya Namaskar B. Take a moment. Then on your inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, reach up, deep breath in. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold. Inhale, lift your heart, look up. Exhale, place your hands, go back. Chaturanga, low push up, look forward. Good, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Same exhale, bring the right foot forward, back heel down. Inhale, come up, reach your arms overhead, warrior one. Exhale, return, place your hands, chaturanga, step back and lower down. Good, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left, big step forward, left side, back heel spins down. Inhale, extend your arms. Exhale, return, place the hands, step back, chaturanga, low push-up position. Good, inhale, upward facing. Exhale, up and back, it's downward facing. Now we settle in, breathe here for 5, or remember, if you need a second, you can take a little rest. You want to be able to breathe, do the pose with hard work, tapas, or kind of heat and fire, but also a little bit of grace, a little bit of ease. If you're not able to find that grace or the ease, then take a second, rest a little, catch back up with your breath. Almost there. The more you practice, the more consistent you are, and the more compassionate you are with your body, the easier it gets to coordinate breath and movement. We are not really working on like making it perfect or whatever the result. We're just trying to create space for the lungs to fill up, space to get bigger in your body, space for new cellular memory. And so don't worry about what the pose looks like, but focus on your breathing and focus on your mat in this present moment. Okay, one breath. Then as you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or hop to your hands and lift your heart, so nice. Exhale and fold. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, reach up and look up. Exhale, return, Samastitihi. 2 more. Inhale, Utkatasana, bend your knees, extend your arms. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold firmly, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lift your heart, look up. Exhale, place your hands, step or hop back, Chaturanga. Good, inhale, up dog, deep breath. Exhale, up and back, down dog. Same exhale, bring the right foot a big step forward, back heel down. Then inhale and reach up, warrior one. Exhale, return, place your hands, go back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Good, inhale, up dog, lift up. Exhale, down dog. Left, big step forward, left side. Inhale to reach, following the breath. Exhale, return, place your hands, go back, low push-up position. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, up and back, it's downward facing. Great work. We'll breathe there for 5. Remember, take a sec if you need it. For 4. Last 3. 4, 2, lift your hips up a lot. And 1. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or hop your feet to your hands, lift your heart. Exhale, then fold. Good, inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, extend your arms. And exhale, return, Samastitihi. Good, we're gonna go again, it's the last one. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, extend the arms. Exhale, hinge at your hip crease and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, place your hands, Chaturanga Dandasana. Good, inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, up dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Same exhale, bring that right foot a big step forward. Inhale, reach up, Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, return, place the hands, go back. Chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, upward facing, lift up. Exhale, downward facing, left. Last one, big step forward. Inhale, come on up, Virabhadrasana, A position. Exhale, return, place your hands. Go back, Chaturanga Dandasana. No rush, extra breaths if you need them. It's up dog and back to down dog. Follow your own breathing and make sure that you check your alignment in down dog. Really good work, just a little bit longer. Breathing for 3, 4, 2, 1 breath. Then as you exhale, bend your knees, look forward, push hard with your hands, lift your hips high over your shoulders, step or hop. That was so good. Fold with your exhale, give the belly a squeeze. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, reach up and look up. Exhale, return, Samasthiti, and done. Really good job. Take a second to like readjust a little bit, fix your hair, fix your shirt. We try to stay away from chugging water in between poses because it puts out the fire that you just created. Okay, we'll do a forward bend. We're just doing 1 this morning. We're gonna do Padangusthasana, but if you know the other variation and you really wanna do that, you could slide your hands under. We're gonna start with a toe lock. Okay, catch the waist and separate your feet a couple inches. As you inhale, lift your heart up, pull the elbows back. Exhale, hinge at your hip crease and fold. Measure the distance between your feet with your 2 fists. They should fit perfectly. Then yogi toe lock. Your first 2 fingers catch the toes. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen your spine. Exhale, pull in from the hip crease and fold. Good, breathe for 5 deep breaths. Bend your knees as much as you need so your lungs touch your quads. Marissa's doing a great job of that. It's okay to keep the knees bent, especially if your legs are tighter, or maybe your low back is tighter, but think about putting a back bend behind your heart. So as you're folding, the back is nice and straight and lengthening rather than being forced to round. Okay, on your next inhale, lift your heart, come halfway up. Exhale, pause and release the toe lock, but keep your fingertips on your mat. We're gonna do a little twist. So for now, keep your left hand where it is, put your right hand on your hip. Then start to turn your chest to the right side. And if your shoulder feels good, reach the right arm up. Now try to push your right leg as straight as it'll go. Bend your left knee a little or a lot. Good, you should kind of feel that in the right leg, your hip, maybe the side of your leg, maybe the hamstring. If you don't feel a ton, that's okay too, but focus on keeping your hips where they are. Pull your lungs through. So left lung comes all the way to the right. Your right lung should roll up toward the ceiling. Okay, take 1 more breath. And then on your exhale, look down, return to center and fold. Take 1 second there. Good, we'll just switch. So keeping your right hand on your mat, place your left hand on your hip. Start to turn toward the left. Then when you're ready, reach your left arm straight up. Good, bend only the right knee. That's it. So you have to try to press your left leg kind of straight, bend the right leg, but feel your right lung and pull that through. Last 2. 1 breath. Then on your exhale, look down and return to center, little fold, and then Bakasana, or you can go back to Chaturanga if you're skipping the arm balance. If you want to give Bakasana a try, start by putting your hands down, keep your hips up, then bend your knees and your elbows, put your knees on the back of your triceps or shins if you're just starting out. Look forward, keep leaning into your hands, lean into the fingertips, pick up your right leg. If that's easy, pick up the left. Good, and then go back. Chaturanga, up dog and down dog. Good work. Bakasana, crow pose. It's kind of one of the foundational arm balances. And we'll look at that a little bit later on too. Okay, let's bring the right foot a big step forward and prepare for high lunge right side. Bend your right knee a lot. Start to climb yourself up. If you're ready, reach up, extend your arms. Now, if your shoulders feel great, touch the palms. If you're somewhere in between, like hands open and palms touching, hook your thumbs instead. So you're making this like W shape. Then pull your biceps back. Great work. Only about 3 breaths left. Pick up the back of the left kneecap. Good. And then push your left hip forward. Last 2. Feel your right hip and pull that back in space so the pelvis moves clockwise. 1 breath. Then as you exhale, let's twist all the way to your right side. Send your left arm across. Good. Stack your hands. Or if you know the bind, you can bind. The left arm goes under. Are you doing the bind? That's it. Good. Yep. Rotate internally with the left. That's it. And then the right arm goes back. That's really good. Even if you fall out, it's okay to try, fall, then go back into it. Falling's kind of part of it, so don't feel bad about that. A little bit longer. That's it. Good. It's better to try, take the risk, and learn than it is to never try and always play it small. Okay, take 1 last breath. And then on your exhale, look down, place your hands, give that a moment, and then lower your back knee. We're gonna do crescent lunge. So something under the back knee that needs any support, then we climb ourselves up. Go deeply into the right leg and feel your left hip. Try to sink that down. So your quad is getting this like nice deep opening by creating resistance from the front body. Come up when you're ready. Same as high lunge. You could interlace fingers or you could do this like thumb hook. Breathe for 4. Take up lots of space. Let your lungs expand. Lift your heart up for 3. Last 2, keep letting your left hip sink low. That'll help coming up. And 1. As you exhale, return, place your hands. Then let's prepare for Vinyasa. Tuck your back toes under, pick up the left knee and step back. Send your right foot to meet the left. Good. Chaturanga, up dog and downward facing. Great job. Down dog when you're ready, stretch out a little bit. Then let's do your left side, all 3 poses, high lunge to begin. Bring your left foot a big step forward. Good, right foot scoots back, come on up. Climb up, if you're ready, you can reach. We'll breathe here for 5. Looks great. Keep lifting the back of the right kneecap up and push the right hip forward. For 4, move your hips counterclockwise. Left hip backwards, right hip forward. Last 3. For 2, 1 breath. Then as you exhale, let's twist all the way to your left side, send the right arm across. Good, keep lifting the back of the right kneecap, that'll help you to balance. That was really, really good, Marissa, good adjustment. Now maybe you tried the bind, if you did that, try it here too. Last 4. Remember, if the bind doesn't come together, it could be for a variety of reasons. It might be tight shoulders, it might be tight upper back, it could kind of be a couple different things. And so in order to start getting that, if you know that your shoulders are tighter, when you're doing poses to reach up, like crescent lunge, warrior, any of those, focus on keeping your hands together and pulling the biceps behind the ears. That'll give you more range of motion. On your next exhale, look down, place your hands, and then gently lower the back knee. Prop it up if you need a little something for crescent lunge. We're gonna do the back bend. So come on up. Send the right hip down and forward a lot and lift your chest. Good, breathe for 5. For 4, let your right hip sink down a lot. For 3, big deep breaths, let the lungs expand. For 2, and 1. As you exhale, go ahead and place your hands and prepare for Vinyasa. Tuck the back toes, step back all the way left to meet the right. Vinyasa, or a little rest if you need a second. Great job. Okay, from your downward facing, you're gonna bring your right foot forward, turn sideways on your mat, and prep for wide leg forward bend. So go ahead and step your right foot to your hands. That's fine, because we're gonna do the right side first. Good. Then she's gonna come up to stand, lift your chest. Good. Take a breath in to lift your heart up. And then as you exhale, go ahead and fold forward. Hands on your mat. Walk on back in line with the heels of your feet. This is position A, and if you know the lift, you can lift if you would like to. The lift is tripod headstand. Your head has to touch the floor first. Last 4. See if you can send your hips forward a lot. Looks good. For 3, squeeze your legs a little. For 2, and 1 on your inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, pause, catch the waist, halfway up. Good, inhale, come all the way up to stand, extend your arms out like a T, and exhale, release them down. Parasvottanasana. Take a little quarter turn forward, facing the top of the mat. Bring your back foot in about halfway. Good, you got it. Heel to heel alignment, and the back toes are pointed out a little bit on an angle rather than straight forward. Square your hips forward, maybe inverted prayer, or you can interlace your fingers. Then, good. Yeah, you made it. As you inhale, stand up tall. And on your exhale, fold over the right leg. But keep squaring the hips. So pull your right hip back, send the left hip forward. Breathing for 4. Press down firmly with the back foot. 4, 3. That's it. Last 2. And 1. To come out, first gently lower your hands. Frame your foot or grab a block. Now we're going to do Parvrita Trikonasana. And Marissa's going to use a block. But if you're at home and you don't have a yoga block, grab like a book, or you can grab a stack of books, anything like that. Her blocks are optional. You don't have to use them. When I do Parvrita Trikonasana, I don't use a block anymore because I'm just like trying to just get through it. That was my goal of 2022, was no more block for revolve triangle. Okay, we're gonna do the block, but also take this back foot and step it a little bit further back. Now turn your toes out some, almost parallel with the back of the mat. Great, that looks maybe a little bit further forward. Good, so kind of splitting that difference. And we're gonna go block to the outside of the right foot. Place your left hand on your block or on your mat. Go outside of your foot if you can. Right hand to your hip. Good, then twist, turn to the right, but keep pulling your hips back. Yes, that's it. Breathe for 5. If you would like to, reach the right arm straight up to the ceiling. Good, last 4. You have to keep squaring the hips. Don't let your right hip fall to the side. For 3, press down with your back foot, especially your heel and your pinky toe. Last 2. 1 breath. Then on your exhale, look down and return to center. Fold for a sec, give yourself a moment, but that's often like way better than the twist. So just enjoy. And then when you're ready, scoot your block out of the way. Good. Bring your back foot in all the way to meet, but cross your ankles. So cross the left ankle behind the right. Yep, you got it. Outside edges of your feet should touch each other. And then we're folding here. We'll take a couple deep breaths. Looks good. Now we're going to come out in a sec. And if you want to try crossed ankle Bakasana exit, great idea. And so Marissa's going to show, I'll lead you through. You're going to start by placing your hands just like you do for a classic Bakasana, shoulders width apart. Now open up your knees. Yes. Send the knees to the backs of your arms. Squeeze your arms in towards each other. Good. Then lean your hips forward. You got to push with all 10 fingertips. Feel like you're going to take the fingertips into the mat. Good. Squeeze your left leg. Pull your heel in close. Good. Then squeeze the right leg. And go back. Step, step. Or you can shoot the feet back. Chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Great work. Cross ankle Bakasana. Didn't know you were going to do that shit this morning, huh? Okay, all 4 poses left. Bring your left foot a big step forward. This is the last bit of standing. Come on up to stand. We're doing wide leg forward bend. Prasarita Padottanasana. Now, yogi's choice with the arm variation. You can interlace your fingers. You can hook your toes. We're going to repeat well, which one do you feel like doing? You pick. So she's going to do fingers interlaced behind her. Marissa's going to hold hands behind and try to keep the palms close, then roll the shoulders back. Both as you're ready, go ahead and take a little forward bend and just enjoy that. Now, if you're not going here, remember you can repeat, put your hands on your mat. This is position C. You can also do B, which is right in between. You just keep the hands on the waist and fold without the use of your arms. Same thing you're doing here. Send your hips forward a little. Good, breathe for 2, a little bit longer. Beautiful symmetry here. And 1, gently ride your breath all the way up to stand, lift your chest, release your arms, take a second. Then it's Parsvottanasana, we're turning forward. Face the top of the mat, bring your back foot in halfway. Good. Now squaring your hips forward, you might have done inverted prayer on the other side. You can also kind of keep your hands on your waist and hold there. Put and fold with your own exhale. Good. Versus doing inverted prayer. You might also, if you need your hands to help you balance, just place them on the mat beside your foot. Or use a block if your hamstrings are, really feeling it, use a block to help you lift higher. 3 breaths left. One last breath. Then as you exhale, gently release your hands down and take a second. We're going to do the twist next. Parvarita Trikonasana. Great, so she's grabbing the block. You're going to take the block to the outside of your left foot. Step this right foot back a little bit. Give yourself some more space and turn your toes out a little. Yep, that looks good. So you're somewhere between here and here. Now keep your hips squared. Send your right hand to your block or to the mat if you're not using one. Keep your left hand on your hip for a second. Keep this nice square shape with your hips and pull your right lung through. Good, then when you're ready, maybe you reach up. Important to keep this nice and level, the hips are flat. No one is lifted higher than the other. And that way, when the hips and pelvis kind of stays pinned almost, or kind of stays structured, then we can revolve in the middle of the back and the thoracic spine. The idea is to also keep your shoulders pinned or level with each other so that the shoulders and hips work like in 2 axes. And so there's an axis here, there's an axis here, and we're moving right in the center, revolving in the middle. Take one last breath in, and then on your exhale, look down, place your hands, fold, take 1 or maybe 2 breaths. The fold's nicer than the twist, typically. How do you feel? Good. And then let's bring the back foot in. We'll cross the ankles and fold there. This is a crossed ankle forward bend. I find this to be really, really nice. It's helpful if you have tight legs, especially along the side of your legs, your IT band. Take a little bit longer. If it's too intense, bend your knees a little bit, maybe a lot. Lean forward into your toes. If it's easy and you want to get deeper through the back of your legs, then put your weight in your heels. Okay, crossed ankle Bakasana. Go ahead and place your hands. Good, and start to immediately put weight in your arms. Push down with your fingertips. Good, open up the knees a lot. Good, squeeze your elbows in towards each other. Keep sending the weight into your arms. Good, that's it. Then pick up one foot, maybe you lift the other 2. That's it, Marissa. Good, and then when you're ready, step your feet back. Chaturanga, up dog and down dog. When you're doing a pose like that, it's important to squeeze the muscles and breathe at the same time. All right, we're gonna come through to seated. So from your down dog, bend your knees, look forward, then step or hop through and have a seat. Great job. Yes, good job. Now we're gonna do a forward bend first, Paschimottanasana. Let's do A, which is the toe lock. You'll hook your toes with your peace fingers. You did that earlier, same thing. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale and fold. Don't worry about how deep you're folding. It doesn't have to be straight. It doesn't have to be face on shins. But think about, Marissa has her knees bent really nicely here. And when she folds from her hip crease. And so keep sitting up, good, and go over the legs. So there's this sensation of lifting the spine and then folding. That was really nice. Then shoulders down. Almost there. It's more important to fold in a way that's safe and sustainable for your low back, and that gives you progress in your hamstrings. It's really not about the result. We're using the pose to learn about ourselves and go deeper into our center, into who we are. So don't feel like if you have tight hamstrings, you can't do yoga. That's a lot. All right, on your inhale, come on up, lift your chest. Good, let that go. We're doing Vinyasa next. Bend the right knee, close it all the way so your knee is as safe as possible. Drop it out to the side, put your heel on its own inner thigh. Good, again, inhale, sit up really tall, lift your chest. Exhale, hinge forward at the hip crease. Fold, walk your hands forward. If you want, hold the left foot, but keep the length in the back of the body. So you don't have to fold toward your left leg. Instead, sit up and fold down the center. Each side of the body should be reaching forward the same amount. Sometimes we do this like little C-shaped thing. No bueno. Okay, on your next inhale, come on up, lift your chest, return to seated, twist. Keep your legs just like they are, but turn to your right. Left hand goes to your right knee. Good, right hand all the way behind you. Sit up, look over your back shoulder. Good, hey, how's it going? Breathe for 5. Last 4. For 3. 1 breath. And then on your exhale, come on back to center, return to the center line. We're gonna do Vinyasa next, so we're lifting the right shin. Let's show first the variation with the support. So put your left foot on the floor, cross the right ankle over your left knee. This is the first option. You go here with the right ankle over, the left leg's on the floor too, so that you can put your hands down. This is a great way to do the pose with a little bit of support. It's still a challenge, right? Supported doesn't mean easy. Common misconception. And so this could be a great place to stay. If it's fine and you do want to go deeper, hold to your shin with your arms. That's it. Left arm wraps around your foot, right arm wraps around your knee. Breathe for 4. And sit up a lot. Marissa does a great job of that. So it's not super important to get your foot higher and higher unless it starts to go on its own. But it is important to like lift your chest. You will know you're doing a good job of that if you start to feel fatigued in the shoulder blades. If this is too much, it's okay to come out, return to the first position. If this is too easy, that's when you lift higher. You keep your chest up, but you lift your foot and put it on your forehead. Then foot to ear. Then leg behind the head. Marissa said no. I could hear it in my mind. Okay. To come out, you're just going to release your legs. Now you can do a fancy lift if you'd like Ashtavakrasana, pick up, then go to the side. You can take a Vinyasa in between and also rest a little bit. Marissa's going to show us the Vinyasa. She's going forward in order to take the legs back. Beautiful, really good work. I always feel like up dog is so nice after some seated forward bends. Come on through, have a seat, return, good work. You got it. Okay, Vinyasa on your left. Do you have space or would you like to turn the other way? If you don't have any room, you can turn this way. That works too. Yep, so you're just dropping that left knee to the side, about 90 degrees. And you want to try to make sure, Marissa does a good job of this, but you want to try to make sure that your sit bones are kind of doing the same on either side. What that might look like if it was incorrect, see if you can like pull your hip back. You know what I mean? Like let me out further. Okay, she's not able to do it wrong. That's kind of great. So if you're like pulling your knee out really far, one sit bone is going to go back too far. And what we want actually is alignment here in the sacrum. Go ahead and fold and take a little bit longer, just a few more breaths. Good. Now, as you're folding, something that really helps is work in the front of your body, squeezing with the core. We don't want to fold by pulling with your arms, but rather by like activating the bandhas, using the breath, using the muscles, rather than forcing. Okay, on your next inhale, come on up. Beautiful, let's take the twist. We'll go to your left. Right hand to your left knee and left hand behind you. 5 deep breaths. Keep the right sit bone on the mat and flex your right foot. So curl your toes back toward you, right side. There, that's it. You can also point if you need to. I like flexed. One last breath. And then on your exhale, come on back. Just return to center. Great job. Let's do Hindlavasana next. It's a hip rotation. Marissa will start with the supported version. Good. And again, supported doesn't mean easy at all. This is sometimes really deep, and it can be totally enough depending on you, really. Some practitioners who have had like major surgery, hip replacements, knee replacements, things like that, something deeper than this may not be appropriate. And so back to what we talked about in the beginning of class, you want to honor the stage of your practice that you're in, right? There you go. Now, if you want to lift a little, go a little deeper, then you lift with just your arms. Almost there. If you're still bored, then put your foot on your forehead. Don't let me hold you back. If you've got leg behind the head, go ahead. Okay, to come out, release your leg, nice and easy. Take a second, and then it's Vinyasa. If you need a little bit of a rest, take that. I like the Vinyasa though. It helps me to like get the blood flowing again. Good, and it's also part of the practice. It's a huge part of the practice. In taking the Vinyasa, we're kind of working on not just the physical body, but mental as well, right? We're training our brains. Come on through. Good. Turn sideways to face forward. We're going to do a wide leg forward bend, and we're also going to do some core and work in the arms. It's going to be super fun. So you don't have to have blocks for this. If you do have blocks, that'll be helpful. Don't worry about them just yet. We'll do the fold first. So go ahead and fold forward and just take a couple of breaths. Keep your sit bones down and keep the back nice and straight. Flex your feet, reach the chest forward. Good, breathe for 4. That's it. For 3. 2. 1. Okay, come up, lift your chest, return to seated. Now, if you do have your blocks and you want to grab those, take a second. If you don't have blocks, that's okay. You can still do this. You can even like grab some books or something if you've got any of those books. What we're going to do is try to lift the hips and maybe lift the feet too, but keep your legs wide. Okay, so grab your blocks, put one on the inside of your thigh to match this one. One goes on the outside of your thigh. So, yep, you want to go here and here. So your blocks are going to border your right thigh. One hand here, one hand here. Good. Now, lean a little bit forward, round your back some. Good. Now squeeze your belly, lift Mula Bandha, press down with your hands, pick up your sit bones. Good, good. You can do it. Keep trying. That's it. So block your blocks a little. I would try forward, maybe back though. Give it a try both ways, see how it goes. If it's easy to lift your sit bones, pick up your feet too. That's it, Marissa. Go, go, go. You can do it. And go down. Okay, assuming that went perfectly at home, let's switch sides. So grab your blocks, scoot them over your left thigh. That's it. Place your hands. Good. Squeeze your core and come on up. Push down with your arms. Pick up your sit bones. Go. You can do it. Keep leaning forward. Pull your hips up and back. Now lift your feet if you can. That's it. 1 foot counts. And come on down. Great job. Get a little cramp. If you get a cramp in your quad, welcome to the club. It's a rite of passage. Scoot your blocks out of the way. Good. Let's take the Vinyasa. Up dog will be really nice, especially if you cramped up a little bit in your thigh. Good. Stretch out. Enjoy that. Great work. Really, really good job. Okay. Now we're going to do a little bit of back bending. Next, let's do Ustrasana, camel pose. So you'll lower your knees. You can hop through, of course. She did an extra hop through, which is great. I love that for you. Love to see it. And then you don't have to do the extra hop through, but if you did, cool. Let's go to kneeling and work with Ustrasana, camel pose. So separate your knees only about your hips width apart. You don't really want to go wider. And then draw the tailbone down a little, add a little bit of like a pelvic tuck. Place your hands on your hips. Good. Roll the shoulders down and away from your ears. That's it. Press the pelvis forward, lift your heart up for 5. Good. You don't have to go too deep too quick. It's your first back bend in a little while. So just see how you feel. 3 breaths left. If you're ready, you can drop your hands back to your feet. You could even tuck your toes to achieve that. That's it. Good. And now when you're ready to come out, you have to catch the waist first, tuck your chin second, and sit back. Let your head hang down, round your back a little bit. You can do a child's pose here in between. I feel like that's too intense. How do you feel about child's pose between camel?
At the end.
Yeah, at the end, maybe. Sometimes if you're doing a big back bend and then you do a big forward bend, back and forth can be a really intense change. So maybe take it easy in between poses. Okay, 2 more, Ustrasana. This is our second one. Come on up. Good, and prepare. Make sure your knees are aligned well, not sliding out to the sides. Catch your waist, press your hips forward, roll the shoulders down and back. Looks so good. Breathe for 5. Now, if you're ready, drop your hands back. That's it for 4. Then if you get your feet, to push your hips forward again. For 3, 2, 1. Catch the waist first. Tuck your chin. Good. And pull your hips back. Round your back a little bit of a rest in between. Take a sec. Great job. Now we're just going to do our final one. If you're tapped out, it's okay to rest a little bit early. Otherwise, come on up, prepare. Last Ustrasana, camel pose. Good. Coming up, and you'll press the hips and pelvis forward. You'll lift your chest. It's beautiful. Good. Just focus on opening up the front of the body. Feel like you're going to get some space across the collarbones. Good work. Keep squeezing your legs. Press the hips forward. Last 2. Think really good thoughts. Think about like the most beautiful back bend, the most open heart. Then on your own exhale, catch your waist again and tuck your chin. Pull the hips all the way back. Now you can go to a child's pose. Yep, if you need even a deeper forward bend, take it all the way, have a seat and extend your legs. Great job. I'll sometimes like make a couple of fists when after back bending, especially camel because you're right here, and I kind of do like little up and down. You can do this to yourself, or so you want to try that. Just make little fists and like go up and down the spine. It's kind of nice. It's just a good way to like break up any tightness if you feel something extra there. Now we're going to do inversion next. We're getting upside down. You know what time it is. Headstand, shoulder stand, or legs up, Viparita Karani. We're gonna do how are you feeling?
I'm good for a headstand.
Headstand? Okay, let's do headstand for as long as you're able, and then we'll do a shoulder stand. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So Bryce is gonna show us Baddha Sirsasana, A position. Baddha means bound, and what's bound? The hands and the crown of the head is bound within the hands. Good. She does a great job of measuring her alignment. Shoulders are over the elbows. Cervical spine is important, obvious reasons, right? And so we want to protect that by not dumping weight into your head and your neck, and by using the strength of your shoulders and your core to help you lift. Good. Beautiful. We'll hold here for a little bit. So just wherever you are, maybe you're doing legs up, maybe you're doing shoulders down. Those are also fantastic places to be. And so whatever you've chosen, be there, right? Don't worry about the future. Don't worry about the practice that has just happened, but hold where you are and listen to your breath. We try to practice in a way that's not like super attached to the results. Vairagya in Sanskrit means non-attachment. And it's not that we don't care about the result, right? Because we are kind of goal-driven people. It's good to have those goals. But in order to like drive or work for our goals, and still be happy and fulfilled, we have to like let the results kind of come as they do, right? So take it almost with a grain of salt. Good, take a second, and then you'll do a shoulder stand. No rush, you can take a second if you need it. And so that doesn't really mean that like don't care about what your practice looks like, or don't worry about, you know, getting that harder pose, getting that headstand or arm balance or leg behind the head. But what it does mean is that the result of your posture, the result of your practice is not what owns you. It doesn't have control over you. It's not going to make or break you. So if you get the pose, great. If you don't get the pose, also great. All of it's good. Good. If you're doing shoulder stand, focus on squeezing your elbows together. Sometimes you have to walk them in a little bit. Great job. And then also think about picking up your legs and reaching them to the ceiling. Looks so good. You could be doing plow pose. I love plow pose for tight hamstrings, for help forward bending, also for pratyahara, which is sense withdrawal. Let's try plow pose. So you drop your feet toward the floor behind your head, and then you can keep the knees bent or straight. I like bent, my hamstrings are upset, so bending the knees is helpful. That's it. Less than a minute left. Okay, in the next couple breaths, you can start to make your way out, release your pose. Come on down. Good work. Slow, gently, and counter. That was a good roll down. Counter your shoulder stand with a back bend. Anything except bridge pose. It can be another camel, that's like my favorite way to counter it, or you can do cobra from your belly. You can do full wheel from your back. Just counter with anything that helps to open across your throat and your chest. Camel's a great way to counter. You don't have to do like the deepest expression of camel pose, but hold here for a little bit and open the area that you've just compressed. Really good. Choreography is like it's fish pose, right? It comes kind of naturally after shoulder stand. But if you don't have a great curve in your cervical spine, then fish pose can be done incorrectly without you realizing. And so I don't always encourage that one. Again, you know your practice. If you're practicing at home and you have questions, feel free to send a message. Okay, let's rest. Shavasana is next, corpse pose. So if you've got any final poses that you still need, maybe like you want to get one last vinyasa in or one last twist, something like that. I think Marissa's thinking twist. Yes, okay. She's going to go to the right side for a little bit, keep her shoulders nice and flat on the mat, but send her knees over to the right side. You could also wrap your legs if you know eagle legs, although both ways are very effective. Good, looks so nice. Then you're just going to come back to center and twist to the other side, keeping the shoulders planted. So hips are moving together, shoulders are not moving together, and revolving in the middle of the back. Your thoracic spine, here to here-ish, has more rotation than the lumbar spine. So you won't find a ton of twist in your low back in kind of a supine stationary twist. Now we're going to take Shavasana and rest for a couple minutes. Grab anything that you need to help you rest. A sweater, extra layer, a blanket. You could do blocks under your calf muscles or a pillow under your knees. Set yourself up in a way that is comfortable enough for you to hold and be still. Shavasana is important. We're not often still. We're not like a very still group of people, yogis typically rather. And so Shavasana helps us to let go of the practice, let go of our attachments to the poses or expectations, and just sit with stillness for a little bit. Allow the body to soften. Allow your breath to deepen. Your arms can do whatever they want. Maybe fall out at your sides. Maybe your legs relax into the mat. And then just start to take a few deep breaths. Let yourself feel heavy and comfortable and supported. Supported by this practice, this tradition, supported by the yogis and teachers who've come before us. In letting go of the practice, Take the next few minutes and allow yourself to rest easily, just feeling peaceful and content. Prepare yourselves gently to come out. Allow for some deeper breathing and subtle movement. Maybe wiggle the fingers and toes or stretch your arms overhead. When you're ready to come out, curl into yourself and roll over to rest on the right side. Just spending a couple breaths there to feel like you're coming back into the body. Notice the way the legs fit together perfectly and the way your arms cradle your head and your torso. Just know that you fit yourself. You were designed that way, sacredly, so perfect and whole and complete. So fit yourself before fitting others. Eventually, to come out, press down and return to a comfortable seat. Keeping your eyes soft or closed. You may take a moment to reaffirm your intention or dedication of the work of your practice. We'll close together with an Om inhale. Om.